So thanks for being here, girl.
Yeah, thank you.
So fun. Now, quick question. Did I prep you with any questions or anything?
Nope, nothing.
Are you nervous?
Which makes me nervous. Yes, I like to be prepared.
I know. Well, all we're doing is talking about your experience. So, how long have you been in the interior design business bakery?
I joined in April.
Okay. April, May, June, July, August, September. So you're about halfway through.
Hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How long have you been in business?
Um, in the summer, like in June, it was just a year. So it's
Oh,
just over a year. Hmm.
sweet, sweet, sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. Um, and then, sorry, my nose is tickly again. Have you done the process professional, the interior design business process professional yet?
Yes, I did.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool, cool.
Hmm.
Isn't that
Yeah.
fun?
It's
Um,
great.
so in April, when you signed up, what were your thoughts on why you wanted to join the bakery?
Hmm. Well, I had actually gone through rolling in the dough twice. First time through, I was like, wow, this is so much great information. But was like, oh, I'm going to have to save. I'm going to have to wait just a little bit before I could jump in. But went through it the second time, and there was just so much information in such a little amount of time that the idea of being able to be involved and engaged for a year, I just, I, it made sense. I was like, there's no way. Yes, it's an investment, but in a week, if I'm gaining this much information, how much am I going to gain over a year? Um, so it just made sense to
Taking a drink
jump
from a
in.
fire hose.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
need the whole year. So with the look, usually I understand one of the biggest obstacles is the financials. Like I totally get that, y'all. I respect and acknowledge that this is not a small investment. For you, Dusty, have you made that investment back in your design fees, selling furniture, the things like that?
Yeah, I did. I have times four in 4 months.
Really? Oh, I love hearing
Yes.
that.
Yeah, so I had in just a couple of design fees, and people signed in the same week, didn't present them on the same week, but signed the same week. And so in a matter of a week, the bakery was covered times four.
Oh,
So
amazing. Oh, I love hearing
amazing.
that. I
Hmm.
love hearing that.
Yeah.
Um, how quickly did that happen? And I'm not saying this happens for everybody. I love, this is data that I actually gather and kind of put in my head so that I'm not telling fibs thinking you could get it back in 90 days. How
Yeah.
quickly did you get it back?
It took me 4 months.
Took you 4 months. Oh, you did say that. Okay.
Hmm.
So you got it
Yeah.
back in your fourth month.
Yeah. And so I think part of it too is I jumped in April. And so I had summer in there, and summer is just like all over the place. And so I feel like there was that component. So when school hit, August hit, we like hit the ground running. And that's when, the contract signed and
Oh, that's so
we just
exciting.
moved forward. So yeah.
Cool. What would you say about the support that you get? Is there support from the master coaches? Is there support from the community? Like, how has that been being on that on the other side?
Yeah, so this is the part that I never even considered when I jumped into the bakery, because I was just thinking all of the like process, the logistics, the contract, like break it down, like that's what I was thinking about when I signed up for the bakery, but that the support has blown my mind. I have
Oh,
gotten so much support. I mean, there's constant interactions of like, hey, what about this resource? Like, how would you handle this difficult situation? And the interaction is just ongoing. I'm learning from other bakers that are walking through the same processes.
me
The
too
weekly,
sometimes.
yes,
Yes.
like the weekly conversations that we're having and trainings that we're having, it's like layer on layer, that are just continuing to be educational and supportive, and relationships are coming out of these. I feel like interior design, when you're running your own business, can be such an isolating experience. And sometimes, as I have been trying to establish these processes, I'll get to Wednesday and I'll be like, oh, good. Like the wheels are going to go back on the cart again, and I'm going to have a little more direction and a little more like, these are some checkpoints, Because
Right.
sometimes when you're on your own, you're creating your own agenda and all of that. But to have other people that are like, this is where I'm going and here, keep on,
Mhm.
it has been priceless. The
That's
group has been
awesome.
priceless.
That was such a side benefit for me. Like that, I dreamt about that community because I think it's just so important to our industry as a whole to continue to
Yeah.
lift each other up and support each other. So that I really appreciate. I appreciate, and I'm honored the fact that that's happened. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of it is just because there's no competition. There's no
Mm-hmm.
competition. So
Right.
Dusty said Wednesdays. It's because Wednesdays are when our calls are at
Mm-hmm.
10 o'clock Central Standard Time, I think. Yeah, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
There's another question I was going to ask you. So do you feel like a year is necessary?
Um, I think it's perfect. It's perfect because I feel like there's the educational components that then I get to implement as I'm beginning to have that discovery call, that scope of work presentation, the design presentation. It's so different reading about it than actually taking the steps through it and figuring out like, okay, what am I going to do next?
Yeah.
What are the details that I'm overlooking in the moment that I have the support that's going to help like it just helped me fill in the blanks that I
Yes.
don't know because I'm all over the place trying to get it together for the first time.
Uh,
But yeah, you had said here's a plug for your podcast. You didn't tell me to tell you this, but you had just posted this week with Rachel Bozick, I think is
mhm.
her name.
Uh-huh.
And she asked the question, and I thought it was perfect for In Light of the Bakery. How much are you willing to invest or pay to skip a 5-year learning curve? And I feel like that has been the bakery. Like I
Yeah.
have absolutely, yes, there's an investment, but honestly, the learning curve that I have walked through. I mean, I wrote down a goal right at the beginning of the bakery that was like, accept my first $10,000 design fee. And I was like, laughing internally as I even wrote it down. But that was my first design fee was a
Mhm.
$10,000 design fee. And so just, yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like there is that massive learning curve that you experience through going through the
It's
bakery. So,
crazy. So one of the questions from Facebook is how do you find the time to learn and be trained and apply all these things and work with clients at the same time? And then of course, like be, a sister or a mother or a wife, or a friend,
yes.
all those things. Like how did that work for you?
Well, I think it's a constant, like every week looks a little different. I think it's almost like block scheduling out my time a little bit, like having focuses for my days, and knowing too that because the program is a year, I don't need to stress out about getting it all done right
Yeah.
away. I took advantage of a drive that I was taking and I listened to so many of the conversations. And then when I came home, I like was able to like go through and do the work, the independent individual work. And so it's just taking the opportunities that it doesn't have to be, I mean, it can be anytime, but like it's taking the opportunities and using your time well, I feel like, but it is a constant juggle. There is no clear answer.
Yeah. But it's the same thing. So you either are learning and applying, or you're either controlling it like a thermostat. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're controlling your temperature of your life, or you're reacting to it like a thermometer.
Yeah,
So I think that it gives you the opportunity to control your outcome to a certain extent. I would rather have
absolutely.
an overwhelm of information coming my way than an overwhelm of, oh shit, I really screwed that up.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Now I got to clean it up.
Yes. Oh, the cleanup.
But
That's the
now I
worst.
have the resources that are like when the call comes in, now I know what to do. I'm not trying to answer and figure out all the things that I need to do to make it happen because the
Right.
resources are given to me. I just have to walk through, you know,
And
personalize it, but walk through it.
and that's key because it's not a franchise. I keep saying that it's not a franchise. You can personalize a lot of this and tweak a few things. There are going
Mhm.
to be some key elements that you might come back and say, I'm not seeing the success. And we'll go back through and say, well, are you skipping the meet and greet, or are you doing, did you consolidate things? Because there are some secret ingredients in there. Um,
Yeah.
do you feel like you get enough personal attention? Because it's a large group and it ebbs and flows like the size of the calls and whatnot, but does it feel like you're just a number in there?
I don't think so. I don't feel like a number. I feel like
I pose these questions without knowing the answers.
No, I don't feel like a number. I don't know what my number would be. I mean, because I feel like when, I mean, part of it is, yeah, I take the initiative too. Like I ask the questions on the Facebook group, and, you know, when we have the calls, if I have questions, I'm going to try to ask them. And so I feel like I'm leaning forward, I feel like is the position, like coming into it, leaning forward, seeking to learn
That's
as much as I can. So,
love
yeah.
that. Love, love, love it. Do you feel like if you can't make a call that you're missing out on anything?
I mean, I think the live call is ideal because when things are posed, I mean, the chat is going and you can, you know, clarify like, oh, can you like redefine that or explain that again? But they're recorded. And so the beautiful thing is there are times when, yeah, I need to listen to a recorded call and I can listen to it in double time.
That too,
That's
yes.
the reality of life. Sometimes that's the week, you know?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. And just as a note, y'all, there is an app that you can download onto your phone so that you do have it in the car, or you can be listening in the background when you're putting your makeup on or whatever the case may be. So yeah, in double time. Get to the point, girl. Let's go.
It's so good. I mean, I do have to record and write things down again because it said so well, but
Yeah.
I am a double timer if I can.
That makes sense. I can totally understand. Well, Dusty, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here and just being like an open book.
Yeah, thank you.
What would you tell, what would you tell yourself in the past? What would you tell the audience today if they're on the fence about the bakery? Like, just from you.
I mean, just do it. Like if you're on the fence, I mean, I would just say, yes, it's an investment. Yes, it feels overwhelming, but like it has changed everything. Even in like if I have a family with little kids and like if I'm gonna not be with them, like it's got to be worth it. And like this is adding value to my family. It's not a hobby, like you said. Like I'm
Yeah.
bringing something in. My husband even sees that too, and he is just like all about it. He's all about the bakery because he's seen how big of a difference it does make, and like it's
Yeah.
actually transforming the way that my business is being run, and I'm excited about the trajectory. So
Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, one more question.
yeah.
Have you seen your business being hit by the current economics of today? Like, like, I can tell you our business is exploding because everybody wants to redo their house. But then you also hear about the recession on the news and so forth. What has it been like for you in the trenches?
Yeah, I think that people are not as quick to move at the moment, and so people are more willing to jump into a renovation because they can put the money into that. And so I see, yeah, there's just a constant need
Yeah.
for change in the home that they're in to make the home that they're in work for them well.
Who would have imagined that this would have been the silver lining of the pandemic?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Dusty, thank you.